Welcome back here on the range. And you know, the one reason why I would sit in front of the camera is we're going to talk about some WWE wrestling, more so the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And to start off with, we're going to talk about one of the two championship matches that was held in the Elimination Chamber, the SmackDown Chamber. In this match, it was Shawn Michaels who came from under the ring to super kick The Undertaker to help Chris Jericho win the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, Chris, how do you feel about that, man?
Just as me and Brandon was talking about this for a while, you know, we felt that Chris Jericho was going to win the Elimination Chamber. We didn't expect him to win it exactly in that manner, but we felt that he would win it. And of course, being a pay-per-view, you would expect to see Shawn Michaels at some point in the pay-per-view. We didn't see him throughout the whole entire pay-per-view to the end, and then, you know, by him super kicking The Undertaker, bow. We have a WrestleMania match already on the horizon, already on our hands, so you know that. And then with Edge winning the Royal Rumble, as predicted, Jericho, Edge, WrestleMania also.
And it was pretty, you know, on WWE's part, you know, they're already trying to spoil what was WrestleMania 25 to what I feel was the main event at WrestleMania 25 between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. You know, it was me, Chris, and shout out to Wayne Armstead, who was also there to watch The Undertaker probably win his closest match at WrestleMania. Shawn Michaels was that close to breaking The Undertaker's streak. And now the WWE is trying to ruin that memory for all of us that were at WrestleMania 25.
And I think, you know, it's the same exact way as I agree, because I feel that, like, early when Undertaker and Shawn Michaels had discussed about this match, you know, Undertaker said, hey, I have nothing to prove to you. I've already beaten you. Why should we go through this again? You know, and it just to be case closed. You know, I shouldn't worry about it. And I still kind of hope that, you know, it's not going to be like that rematch where they try and recreate what happened last year. But, hey, it's not about, you know, doing the right or wrong thing. It's about making money. And seeing a rematch is a lot of money. You know, it's huge, in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll probably see that come down the way. You know, Undertaker's going to get his rematch clause, I hope, because I'm a diehard Undertaker fan. I love him to death because I love him coming up from the grave and all that. I've been watching him for 19 years now. You know, it's how long he's been around, I think, maybe 20.
He's been there for a good bit.
Yeah, and, you know, he's a legend, and he will be forever. You know, but so we see that, and now we have Chris Jericho now. You know, after the Royal Rumble, Edge talked to Chris Jericho, if you win the championship, I'm coming after you. Right? So I think that pretty much we'll see Edge versus Chris Jericho in WrestleMania 26.
And now, one other issue from the SmackDown Chamber was the people eliminated. You know, the fourth person eliminated from the SmackDown Chamber was John Morrison. And of course, you know, he already has a DVD coming out. But WWE, the people up top must really believe in this guy. You know, to be the fourth person eliminated, you know, and you had to, eliminate 5. So,
yeah, I mean, honestly, they're really, really trying to recreate another Shawn Michaels. And John Morrison seems like the guy that's pretty close to it. You know, Shawn Michaels, he's getting ready to hit that point to where he's retiring. He's already, he's like 40, 41? He's up there already.
Close.
So, I mean, John Morrison has the look. He just needs to work on his mic skills and learn how to get the crowd a little bit more behind him. You know, he can wrestle. He's charismatic, so he just got to get there. But another person that was kind of strange to me, but it made sense, was R-Truth. R-Truth got catapulted into the main event at a pay-per-view, but yet he's eliminated before anybody else would come out the pod, which really surprised me, because, you know, it just, why would you put somebody in a pay-per-view at least to just have them get beat in the first 5 minutes of the pay-per-view before somebody else would come out one of the pods? That took me by surprise.
Yeah, I definitely agree, you know, and even more I can't stand is CM Punk on the Straight Edge Society. Every time he wins a match, he gets on the microphone And he did this in the Royal Rumble for at least, what, 10, 15 minutes. I hated it because it was stupid. I wanted to get on with the match, you know. And now he did the exact same thing. And I think R-Truth, honestly, should be pushed past CM Punk because I think he has some skill and he has some talent. And he just needs to develop it more, and also his mic skills as well, and his charisma. So.
Well, speaking of charisma, we need to go to the Raw Chamber and talk about the final two participants. Of course, it was Triple H and John Cena. John Cena, that's right, Sheamus was eliminated before these two. But it was John Cena who had Triple H in the STF and made that man tap out. And John Cena won the WWE Championship. He won it, but in true WWE fashion, it couldn't just end like that. Vince McMahon came out and said, no, you got to defend that championship. And he defended it against who? Batista. And Batista came out there and did John Cena a number, and Batista walked out of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view with the WWE Championship. So, like the commentator spectated, is this because John Cena defied Vince a few weeks ago, Wes?
Yeah, I definitely think it is. John Cena is all surrounding that whole Bret Hart issue from the very beginning. It started on day one when Raw kicked off the air in 2010 with Bret Hart coming back, and now John Cena trying to defend Bret Hart's honor after he was being muggled and disrespected. Vince McMahon, he's going to look at people and you mess with him, he just messed up, and then Vince, he attacks people so accordingly, and he just took advantage of a certain situation, and he is the boss. He is the boss, and he does whatever the hell he wants.
Chris?
One thing, the one thing I like about Vince McMahon, even though he is the boss, he doesn't let his wrestlers look up to him as a boss. He can play a character in the WWE, and he's playing like a villain. And this right here really took me by surprise because I really didn't believe Batista would even do anything at the pay-per-view. But of course, it has something to do with Bret Hart. The one thing I dislike about it is the fact that now we might have another gimmick match, how they did with Vince McMahon and Donald Trump, where they just stand outside. Because I really wanted to see Vince and Bret Hart in the ring together. But politics behind the WWE, they might have John Cena wrestle Batista at WrestleMania, but you also got to remember, Orton could catapult up there, which more than likely Orton will probably face DiBiase. Triple H, politics as always, he can get up in there. So Sheamus, he does have a rematch clause, but I really doubt that they would make Sheamus and Batista fight, being both heels. So it's really interesting and going to see how it's going to be, but I feel it's going to be Batista and John Cena at WrestleMania.
All right. And, we gotta give it up a little bit to the youngsters that was in that match. Kofi Kingston and Ted DiBiase Jr., they were impressive, for what they did in the chamber. But, of course, we felt that, hey, somebody other than somebody, those two in particular were not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I got to give mad props to Ted DiBiase because he has really turned a new page by defeating Randy Orton in that Elimination Chamber. He pinned him. And, I mean, that's huge.
And he had a choice. He had a choice between Randy Orton. Who was the other one?
John Cena.
John Cena. And he pinned Randy Orton. And, hey, we'll do some more shout-outs and some thumbs down here on The Range. Stay tuned.